Thank you for coming. I understand you're here because I'm new. And after I'm old, you won't come. But it's only been 3 weeks tomorrow. So not even 3 weeks, imagine. So it's been a very, very busy 3 weeks. But I'm sure that's what all the presidents say, right? But seriously, I have thoroughly enjoyed getting around to meet many of you. I've gone to a couple of the schools to meetings that I've been invited to. I went to an IT potluck at Thanksgiving. I had like 3 Thanksgiving meals before Thanksgiving. The one for IT right in here. I came to a fantastic Student Government Association meeting and luncheon for Thanksgiving. The luncheon was wonderful, but the meeting, I was so impressed. I've been at many different colleges and attended many different student association meetings, but I think I told Ernest, and I know I told Mary Elias that this was the best organized. The students were so prepared, so organized, so articulate. I was so impressed. I really was. Congratulations, Ernest. I told Noemi and Orlando. So I'm very proud of our students. And, it's been wonderful to get to know everybody during this busy time as, we're really now at the tail end of the semester. And I know you all are super busy. I know especially the faculty, but the staff too, as we're wrapping up the semester and trying to support our students as they end the semester on a positive note. And then with all the holidays, it's always, it's fun, but it's also busy. But, I've loved it. And I wanted to meet today and have this conversation opportunity, excuse me, because I haven't really been able to get around as much as I wanted. Although I'm starting to learn my way around the campus, and I know that if you keep walking, you'll end up, in a circle and where you're, but I'm also learning you can walk across campus, so as long as it's milder, and it's been beautiful. Even today where I understand it's about 10 degrees cooler than yesterday, more or less, but it's still above average. So we're very blessed to have such nice weather, although in the morning, there was a little bit of snow, just light. And I don't know where I was coming. It was beautiful to see that too. So that's sort of been my 3 weeks. I've worked on different initiatives that are important to the college. The biggest one was getting the Secretary of Higher Education to sign off on our bond resolution. And I didn't do it alone. The team, wow, that was a biggie, because we had to have that approval, that signature, that resolution in order to take the bond to the public. And as I said, it was a huge team endeavor with the governing board, the team here of Margaret and Yash and Nick and Todd and Camila Bustamante and Gilbert from Automotive. We had to do a lot of rewrites and extra information till the 11th hour, including, I thought the biggest one was where they wanted a breakdown of the automotive center portion of the building. Oh, and Henry, too, did a lot of work, where they wanted it, okay, how many square feet do you need for the equipment? How many square feet do you need for the cars? How many square feet do you need for the students? We had to break it down like that to justify the square footage request. And so the bond election moved forward for not the full amount, okay, for $17 million, which means that we will get the automotive center, 17,000 square foot automotive center, but we'll have to come back at a later date for another bond election under probably a different governor, because we couldn't get the full 34,000 square foot center that we wanted to move some labs around, etc. But that's okay, because it'll be like phase 1, and we've got, about 60 students in automotive, and they cannot continue where they are now, because it's a 2,000 square foot little cramped lab. And there's a lot of demand for automotive technicians. So we wanted to be sure and support them. Thank you again for everyone who helped us. So that took a lot of time. I've also had a chance to meet with the other northern New Mexico higher education presidents. And I have to say that I was the most impressed and happily surprised by some comments made by Sam Minner, the president at Highlands. And we have a very nice partnership with Highlands at our higher education center. But, you know, his comments were, well, we really should provide our students with the certificates, degrees, skills that will help them get into the workforce in order to address some of the gaps that they have at home and personally, and continue with their education once they at least have a job. And so, you know, that I was so happy that he said that, because some of my past experience with universities is that maybe they don't really focus on the future of the students regarding their careers and their potential in the world of work. But he did, and he made that comment. So I was very pleased that we have that kind of partner and that we can follow up with him for future endeavors and for future partnerships. I think I had mentioned it to Rebecca that I was real happy. And I also was impressed with the president at Northern New Mexico University. He seemed like a real positive partner too, and I know that both of them have a presence at the higher education, both of their universities have a presence at the higher ed center so that students can continue with their studies. And, you know, I've been committed to the students pursuing their education for many, many years, and I mean, we're all educators, so we know that education is the key. You know, that it opens doors, that it provides pathways. And one of the things that I really think about, and I've talked to many of you, is that let's, you know, think about providing our students with some basic certificates and skills that'll get them into the world of work, but make sure that those programs can be a part of a degree program, and always reinforce with the students that they can continue with their degrees, that they could go to work after getting a certificate, but you know, we're always here, that degree will will be stackable into a degree, and they could continue their studies here, and even if they want to further into the university level. And we did that when I was in Minnesota. Manufacturing was really big. And students would get their many certificates in manufacturing, different levels of manufacturing, and then move into a diploma and then a degree. And we had universities where they could even transfer their degree into like a supervisory management degree. So once they had worked in a factory, they could even become supervisors with a BA degree. So there's all kinds of possibilities, you know, but we just have to keep them here, help them succeed, and ensure that they stick with it, that they're retained and that they persist. And we are going to work on that more and more. I mean, I know we have the highest, I'm so proud that we have the highest graduation rate that we've ever had right now. And of course, you know, we'll be celebrating with our students on December 9th. Just got through writing the graduation letter to be in the program. And it'll be a wonderful celebration. I hope many of you are there. And then you can stick around and come to the big craft fair that they're going to have afterwards. It's one of the craft fairs to attend for the holiday season or any time. So some of the other activities, I thought I'd give you a few highlights besides what I've already covered. I did have a nice coffee with Marcy in English. The union president. We talked and got to know each other and got to know where we were originally from, and she's from Colorado, where I spent 20 years. Not in Durango, but in Denver I was, and she's in Durango. And then, but you know, I'm from El Paso originally, but I've been gone from El Paso longer than I lived there because of the 20 years in Denver and 6 years in New Mexico before now, and 6 years in California, and then Minnesota. I mean, I really became a Minnesotan for about 9 years, and I never thought I'd be in the Midwest. How many of you are from the Midwest? I bet there's some. Oh my God, there's some. Okay, so you know about being nice to everybody from the Midwest. And you know about hot dishes, and you know, we have natural hot dishes here with green chili, right, and red chili. So anyway, it's every place, like I told you before, that I've lived, I've loved. Every place has its beauty and offers something unique and special and enjoyable. So I'm blessed now to be here with you all in Santa Fe and Santa Fe, you know. And I know when I was spelling it out to my friend, a good friend in Minnesota, Santa, she goes, "You mean like Santa Claus?" I go, "No, not like Santa Claus. I mean, it is spelled that way. But it means holy faith, you know. That's the true meaning in English, in Spanish. So the other things, you know, the students... I did send out some news, and you've probably seen it from last week. I mean, that our students went to a great leadership conference in L.A. Mary Elias, went with several of our students, and we got an award. And let's see, yesterday I met with Deborah and Bernadette Jacobs and Ernest Kavanaugh and the Consul of Mexico, Norma Ong. And she was giving us a check for $10,000 for scholarships for students that are from Mexico. They're Mexican citizens, but they're attending college here. And so that's especially helpful for some undocumented students that don't qualify for other financial aid. And tomorrow we're going to actually receive the check. We signed the MOU yesterday. Tomorrow she'll give us the check in Albuquerque, and we're taking, I think, 15 students with us to represent Santa Fe Community College. And there's going to be other opportunities for partnering with the consul and maybe some faculty exchanges, both from Mexico and us going there potentially. I know that in Minnesota we did the same thing with a consul there, and had brought a chef from the Mexico City Hilton, one of the Mexico City Hiltons, who did some demonstrations of some Mexican recipes for our chefs and culinary arts students. And I mentioned that to her, that was very popular, that maybe we could do the same thing. And there's other opportunities for exchange. So the governing board, like I did say in the report, that they did send out an RFP, and that will continue. That'll be for the purpose of identifying some search firms that will put in a proposal in order to potentially lead the search for the permanent president. And so that's ongoing, that's out, and they have a timeline, and that's underway. And let's see, what else did I want to just mention? I talked about the bond election. Oh, there was a question. I think the rest are pretty, nothing earth-shattering in them. And we'll get to questions, but there were some of you who did submit questions, so I want to get to those now. We're getting into snow season, barely though, right? Barely. How do you like to approach snow delays and closures? Well, my preferred way, and people have given me this as advice, there's some chairs right here if you'd like to come and sit down, any of you, and, but you don't have to, but it's fine. I mean, really, we're very welcoming, is to follow the lead of the public schools. I mean, everybody's told me that's what you should do, and that's what I used to do in Minnesota, if the school district's closed, and we had a lot of experience. What I hated is when the snowstorm hit during the middle of the day, right before rush hour, because that makes it so hard on students and faculty and staff, and it's so dangerous. So that's my first priority, is to follow that. Otherwise, I understand that, okay, what's the name of our lady that comes real early? Malvina. Yay, Malvina. She gets here at the crack of dawn and can observe what's going on here and will give me an early call. And Chris, and Chris. Anytime. I'll be, as they say in Spanish, con pendiente. It'll be on my mind. Yeah, call me. Don't worry about it, really. I'll be fine. And I want to make the decision, as soon as possible, so that some of you come from far away, and you need to make plans. So, but I'm not promising any snow because look at the weather. Maybe it'll wait and hit on when we start the closure, for the holiday. That would be nice. Okay. What changes would you like to see take place at SFCC before you complete your year as interim? Oh, that's a good question. Well, I'm a big fan of offering to all who enter the college a welcoming, friendly, and professional environment. I'm a big fan of that. That's one of the things we worked on in Minnesota. And one of the things that I noticed, and the executive team knows about this, when I first came is that, I did my very best, and I'm continuing to do my very best to learn everybody's names. But it's tricky because nobody here wears any kind of name badge. I guess you all want to be incognito. I don't know. But it's a wonderful strategy for people to recognize and identify who works here in order for them to ask you, okay, where is the lecture hall? Where is the gallery? That way they know that you're a part of the college and that you're safe to ask, because otherwise you could be a student, you could be a community member. So we're working on getting on the task of obtaining those name badges, and I understand that about half of you have name badges. That's what I understand. But because only half of you do and not everybody does, so nobody wears them. I don't even have one. And I really am used to always wearing it so that I can be of help to whoever I come across. And so we are working on that in order to, one, be helpful and professional and welcoming to each other and to anyone who comes into the building. Second, it's a source of pride to say, I am a part of Santa Fe Community College. I am an employee of Santa Fe Community College, and I'm proud of that. And you can ask me, and I want to help you because I'm here for you. I mean, that's why we're here. We're the community Santa Fe Community College. So we're working on that. So that's one thing. And, I'm just that kind of a person that I want to help anybody that I can. And I hope that some of that, I think you've all been great to me. I've felt welcome. I've felt wanted, and so I want to continue reinforcing that. I try to go to as many events. I did go to the art sale and exhibit at the gallery where our students participated against violence and against guns, and we had a great turnout. It was super, and we're loved in the community. We're appreciated, and I want to keep reinforcing that. I also want to work very hard, in helping to ensure that the bond passes. I think that's something that I can do. The election is the 6th of February. As I had said in the beginning, it was challenging to get the resolution signed by the higher ed secretary, but the next step is getting the public to support the bond election. And we really need the funds for improvements within the college, but also to assist our cash flow, right? And the money that we have in the bank, as I look at Nick, because he always reinforces that. We really need it. So those are the, two top things. And I also want to ensure that the process in which we search and identify a permanent president goes smoothly, and I'll do everything that I can to assist in that process and to ensure that the individual that steps into this position, gets my support in any way that I can, and I'm sure you'll do the same as you've done for me. So those are, I have set up some goals with the board. To tell you the truth, we talked about them and agreed about them at the last board meeting, and I've got them jotted down. I've got to finalize them, and put them in good form to give them to them soon, but it's been a little bit crazy, but I'll do that. And then you'll know what the rest of those are. But those are, working on student retention and completion and success is another one that's on my list, and we're well on our way in that regard. Other community colleges have their security team wear bulletproof vests. Why can't we do the same in this time of society? Why do we pay so little to security guards who are vital to our protection on campus? No wonder we can't get folks who don't really care about the job. Oh, I bet they care, but each person should be compensated, fairly. And, right now we're searching for a permanent HR director, human resources director. And that'll certainly be something that I ask him or her to do, is to assess our process for, equitable compensation and consistent compensation. I think we could work on that. And that'll be something that I'll be looking for. Now, regarding the security vest, I am so sorry, but Chris, has that been talked about at the college? We're looking to add that, so it's under consideration and study. So that's a possibility. Thank you. This is a good one. How have your first few weeks at the college been? What are you looking forward to? Well, they've been wonderful. I hope I have conveyed that to you. I've had a lot of opportunities, and I want more, to get to know you. It's very exciting to me to learn about the outstanding work that faculty are doing, that staff are doing, the successes that our students are having. I mean, I said it before when I was here interviewing, that it's a jewel. This college is a jewel. It's probably the premier college in New Mexico, community college, and I want to continue to contribute to that end and continue to have it improve. Are we perfect? No, we're not perfect, but we can continue to work to improve, and I'm big about continuous improvement also, as this college is also. What are you looking forward to? Well, I'm looking forward to graduation. Really looking forward to celebrating our students' successes. And, it's my happiest day when they reach their goals and we celebrate with them. We congratulate them. And their parents and their families and their friends who have contributed to their success and to, they don't sleep, they don't eat, they don't party, they work to get assignments done. I mean, I know it's hard. It's hard to be a student, particularly our average age is about 28. Josh, is that right? About 28. And so our students are older and they have other priorities, they have other responsibilities. So it's challenging. So for them to succeed and obtain their academic award of either a certificate or a degree is a big deal. And I really look forward to graduation day. And I hope as many of you can be there as possible to congratulate them, to show them your support. It's important. Okay. My question is, why does maintenance not repair furniture in the cafeteria and atriums? It is falling apart. The students should have a school to be proud of. The restrooms need plumbing repair. I think I need to do a walkthrough with maintenance and supervisors. So set it up. We'll do a walkthrough. I'm happy to. I haven't really noticed furniture that's falling apart. I mean, I haven't looked. I haven't been looking. I haven't sat on a chair and fallen off of it or anything like that. But I'm sure that this person has seen some problems. So, it's a balancing act in terms of our expenditures, but we really should have a priority list or a replacement list, where furniture, where we inventory furniture, and have we done that, Henry? Have we done an inventory of furniture? Well, we need to then determine what needs to be replaced in a scheduled manner, So we got to take a look at that. So those are the questions that, were submitted in advance, but there is time for any other questions that maybe were triggered. Yes?
So we go through this period that we call the Valley of Death, and we're sort of in that right now. Can you kind of give us some helpful hints for the next few weeks?
Well, yeah, Nick's sort of been beating it into our head in the last few, since I've been here, that, it's our cash flow, is an issue. And I really think that Nick and his staff are doing an outstanding job, bless you, in tracking our finances, so that we're very careful. And it's challenging because we don't have much of a reserve, if any, and then we have a accounts that we have to pay. So they're doing a juggling act, is the way I get it, in terms of making sure that we all get paid. We all will get paid and then waiting to pay bills as long as we can until we get another infusion of state money or tuition money or all local revenue, the property tax. So when does that come in, Nick?
December 10th.
Oh, December 10th. So we don't even have to wait till the end of the month, just till December 10th. And we're going to make it, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
we will make it. Absolutely.
Here, you want to? Here, it's right here.
Yes, thanks, Barb. You did mention that we are in the valley of death, and this is something that we've been talking about for several weeks now here with the executive team. And yes, absolutely, we're going to make payroll. And we've actually been able to pay a lot of outstanding invoices more frequently than we did in prior years. So that's one improvement. The problem is that our cash balances are not improving as quickly as we need them to. As of yesterday, we had about $1.3 million in the bank. You have to remember, and this is all the cash to the college for the most part, $1.3 million in our operating account. And one payroll is about $1.4 million. So the cash that we have on hand is enough to, well, not even enough to make the payroll. However, we do get, on the 1st of December, we get a state appropriation, and that will cover the cash needed to make payroll next Friday. So ultimately, we are able to manage in difficult circumstances, but we need to put some attention on the issue of cash balances. And so that's why it's so important for this bond to go through. I think all of us in the room can help to get the word out there to do that in order to address the issue. So $1.3 million as of yesterday. I think what we need is about $5 million at this point in time. And so we need to plan for that in the future.
And things have, from what you tell me, things have gradually improved, just not fast enough. Yeah. So thank you, Nick, and to your entire team for all your diligent work. Other questions? Yes.
I apologize, there was a late question submission, so I'm reading this on behalf of somebody. Full-time and adjunct faculty are evaluated every semester by our students. In addition, we are evaluated by our peers. We have asked every year, it seems, for the opportunity to evaluate deans, chairs, academic VPs, etc. I cannot remember the last time this was done by department, school, or school other than a question in an overall college-wide survey. This feedback and opportunity to learn from each other is valuable. Question, any thoughts about this and when this might happen in the future? Thanks.
You know, we have talked about it, and I know that that is something that has been requested. And I understand there has been some opportunities for feedback in the past. Is that correct? I'm looking at Margaret, excuse me. No? Not systematically, and that's what we really need to move to, is a systematic approach so that that there's that opportunity for providing feedback. And I think that can be used as one element in the evaluation process for managers, supervisors, etc. So I'm in favor of it. I mean, I've used it in the past, and in a number of ways. I don't think at this point we have a system where we could do, for everyone to participate. I don't know, because I haven't really checked into that myself. But maybe, let me explain one approach that I've seen done, and that is that the individual, let's say me, okay, So we're going to ask for input from others. And let's say I choose 10 people that I would like that evaluation to go to. And then my supervisor would choose 10 people. And then you have, a sample. You know, it's not everybody, but it is kind of a beginning approach. So, you know, we can talk about that. I mean, maybe we could do that, something for starters, to check that one off, that we've started an approach for providing faculty and staff some input into the assessment of their managers, supervisors, et cetera. So, you know, again, in a year to put something in place, I, hesitate to put a major effort, but for a pilot and to start with, maybe we could do something like that. We can talk about it some more. But thank you for that question. It has come up, and I hadn't even talked about it, with the rest of the team. I'm just kind of thinking around because that's an approach that I have used, and it has been helpful. It has been helpful. It's just one approach. There was something else here that I did want to acknowledge, and that is that the Office of Recruitment and Outreach is pleased to announce its recruitment and outreach ambassadors and their majors. Martín de Guero, Controlled Environment Agriculture; Alejandra Juarez Trinidad, Allied Health; Bianca Sampaio, Psychology; Fei Zhu, Culinary Arts; and Brendan Yungar, Film. So these are the newest ambassadors that are joining the team of ambassadors to be to assist in many different ways as students who are very active in helping in the Office of Recruitment and Outreach. Other questions? Yes. Hi.
Thanks for doing this. Sure. I'm an adjunct faculty here, but I'm also program director at the master's program, and we work with a lot of the different departments here. So I've had sort of a unique view of the school as sort of insider outsider. And one thing I've noticed over the years, and I think it's already getting better, but is that actually it's not something I've noticed, it's something people have said to me, is that there's a little bit of people feeling separate in each department, sort of like multiple islands in the same place, and wanting maybe a little more integration and unification. I wondered what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah. Thank you. What's your name?
Zach Taylor.
Hi, Zach. Thank you for your question. Good question. Here we are, Santa Fe Community College faculty and staff, and yet, we might be a little divided up because our responsibilities are such, that we really focus on the programs that we teach or the courses that we teach and the offices in which we work, but we do need to look for ways, to come together. And interesting that you mentioned that, we are going to have an opportunity to come together very soon. And on the 7th of December, we're going to have a holiday luncheon where everybody is invited. And thanks to the foundation for paying for the meal. We don't have the time totally finalized, but it'll be around 11:45 to 2:45, actually, I remember now. And it'll be over in the Hemis rooms. So please come and interact with each other, have a nice meal, take a moment to take a deep breath and, get to know each other. We've got to come up with other ways. If you have any ideas, and if I have time to start an extra task force, maybe you can help me, Zach, to figure out another way that we might be able to have icebreakers and opportunities to get to know each other better. It is, I think, those informal times, that where we invite folks and they come, and there's a place like this is one way. I mean, although you're not interacting with each other, but you're all together, and we've got a large group here. So I should ask, okay, so how many of you are in Camila Bustamante's school, which is trades and tech, and what other ones, Camila? I don't know. Raise your hand. Come on. Who else? Yeah. Education, okay. All right. All right. How many are in Bernadette School of Liberal Arts and all the above? Yay. Okay. All right. Pardon me? Well, it depends on when they came in, I think. So, and then let's see, Jenny, let's see, science and health and engineering. Raise your hands. Okay, math. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, and how many are in student services, Cheryl Fields area? All the student services folks. Okay, okay, great. How about POM, plant operations and management? I mean, maintenance. Okay. How about finance? Okay, finance. Okay, they're too tired to raise their hands. Okay, how about marketing? Marketing. Okay. How about the foundation? Yeah. Who am I missing? Security. Okay, security. Oh, OP. Okay, OP. All right. Adult ed, Margaret Mary. Continuing ed. We need us all, don't we? OIT. I'm sorry. OIT. Okay, OIT. Academic support. Okay, so here we are all together. I won't sing a song. Here we are all together as we sing this song. I don't sing. My sister is an opera singer, and I'm not, but I do like to sing. I do. Anyway, and I'm not shy anymore. I used to be shy. I'll tell you a story. So, when I was in college, and I actually met my husband, and I went to UTEP for my bachelor's and master's, and I went through, my major was Spanish, and then I took a lot of, I decided to get certified as an elementary teacher, so I was able to take those certification classes next, and the last class I had to take, I was so afraid, was my speech class. Okay, I was so afraid to take speech, to speak in front of a public, or a lot of people. So the first speech was a descriptive speech. You won't believe what I spoke on. You're going to die. And some of you will be mad at me. But I tried to find something that I was familiar with, and my dad used to go to the bullfights in Juarez. And he took my little brothers, and we would go once in a while just for the spectacle. And so I had the capa and the montero and the fake sword, and I said, I am going to give a bullfighting description. Can you believe? I can't believe that I did that. So that was like, I was no expert. But I got up there, and I started talking. I was so afraid, and all the adrenaline, and those, who are speech teachers or communication studies teachers in the room? So you know. Have you had anyone faint on you, ever, any of your students? Okay. Well, I didn't faint, but all the adrenaline went into my stomach, and it was burning, something fierce. So I was starting to talk, and then it was burning, and so I had to stop. Like that, And the students were, but the teacher was very worried, because she had people faint on her. But that really helped, because as soon as that incident occurred, all that adrenaline spread all over, and then I was fine. And I would continue with my speech. And now, I don't get nervous like that anymore. I mean, I get a little butterflies maybe sometimes, just a little, and they say that's normal and that's good, just a little bit, because that gets your adrenaline going and you are on top of things. But yeah, that was the story. That I almost fainted in my speech class, and that's where I met my husband, Hermes. And and now we'll have our 45th anniversary on the 16th of December. And he is coming. Thank you. It's hard. He is coming. He's not here yet. He is going to arrive on the tomorrow. Tomorrow. Yeah, she's reminding me. Because when I'm in Albuquerque with a consul, then afterwards I'll go pick him up at the airport. So it'll be nice. And we'll be here for our anniversary. We'll be in Santa Fe and we came for our anniversary on the 16th of December, 1972. We were here our anniversary, our honeymoon. So anyway, I'm sorry to bore you, but it just sort of came up. Other questions that you might have, because, this is your opportunity, to ask me questions. I've had a wonderful time working with my fantastic assistant, Rosemarie. She takes such good care of me. Thank you, Rosemarie. Thank you. And also I've gotten to know Deborah Wells, who really, she's the first person I got to know. Oh, Donna, I'm sorry. The D ladies. Donna Wells, she's the first person I met when I first applied for the interim position, right? We were back and forth and setting up Skype and all that good stuff. So, those are the first two folks, but everybody's taking good care of me, from Henry to Todd to Yash to Margaret to Nick. They're trying to keep me out of trouble, so they're doing a good job, right, so far? I think they are. Well, what else? What else do you want to talk about? Yes. Yeah. Okay, first, Chris had her hand up a minute.
Hello, I'm Chris from Continuing Education. I have 2 opportunities for you in the next couple of weekends, if you're interested, to do some Christmas baking with your family. So I have a gingerbread house baking and decorating class coming up, and also holiday cookies, and we were setting it up so you can bring children, and you can use your EEBs. So go ahead and spend some money at the college and have some fun with your family.
Thank you, Chris. Henry?
Yeah, I'm Henry Mignardo, the Executive Director of Plant Operations Management. I really appreciate the comments with regards to maintenance, because your maintenance concerns is our maintenance initiatives. We want to make sure that we maintain this college to the highest regards. So we do have 2 options for those of you that have issues with furniture and maintenance. However, I will tell you that our furniture is not funded by the state. They will not give us funding for furniture. No. Not the GOBs or STPs. They will, so we have to rely on the college for those funds, and as you just heard Nick mention, we're tight, so furniture purchasing is difficult. New construction, we typically get money from the state for furniture, but not with regards to replacement. So, but with regards to maintenance and furniture, and with help from OIT, we have on the website, there is a maintenance request form and a furniture request form. So if anybody has any issues with regards to maintenance, just fill out that form. We receive anywhere from 30 to 50 maintenance tickets a day. So sometimes we ask you to be patient. We got a team that's extremely busy, and Dobby can attest to that. But no, you're more than welcome to fill out those requests, because we can't see every square inch of the college on every day basis. So we rely on your input for those maintenance requests. So thanks for the comments, and feel free to fill those requests out, and we typically get response to those requests within a 24 to 48 hour period. So thank you all.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you, Chris. The other thing, just related, it doesn't take effect until spring, but the Board of Governors did approve that now we can take classes for up to 6 credit hours, correct, per semester? Per semester. Used to be 5. It's been increased to 6. So that's a benefit now that has been expanded. Yes, that is really good. So you'll be able to start taking up to 6 credit hours beginning in the spring semester of 18. Yes, Jill?
So that was a staff senate?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And I want to thank the Staff Senate for that leadership effort. And it's good working with you. I don't think Zuby is here from Faculty Senate, but Zuby has also been very active in support of faculty and support of the college, and he invited me to go on his radio program. I think it's next week. So that'll be fun. Other questions? Yes, Ernest.
So I'm going to ask you, what is it that we can do for you to help you get acclimated, or whether it's for the city or this campus, what can we do for you?
Well, thank you so much for that question. Send me an email if there's something that, you think I should know about, or that needs attention, I mean, I'm really here to serve you. I mean, I really believe in being a servant leader. And so if there's anything that, you know, I don't know about or that you don't think has gotten to me, please send me an email. Or come by, you know, come by the office too. Rosemary, no? Yes, Rosemary. She knows it's a little tight, but it's okay. I'm here for you. And I want to, you know, assist and support and make your jobs, you know, not easier, because I know they're challenging. I know you work hard in supporting our students, but to support you, you know, in the work that you do. It's critical for the success of our students and the continued improvement and development and success of our college also. So are we going to end early or? Yes. Okay.
Who are you? Who am I? I'm Sandy Britnell and I work in the testing center.
Okay, Sandy.
So I'm part of Cheryl's team. Yes. And I want to just comment to the gentleman from the master's program who talked about us having little islands.
Yes.
Well, there's something that's coming up in the spring of 2018 that brings a lot of people together, and that's the Gerald Clay Memorial Basketball Tournament. Okay? Last year, 15 departments all joined in, and they volunteered, and they ran, you know, the scoring, and there were timekeepers and tabulators and everything. And this year, we're growing it to a Friday night and an all-day Saturday. And I coordinate those volunteers. So I need all of you to think back and open your heart to Gerald and his memory and come and help me out.
She's a go-getter. And Sandy, what's the date?
The date is going to be the first Friday and Saturday of April. So the afternoon, late afternoon, April 6th, and all day, April 7th. So it's Saturday, Sunday, I need 3 shifts of volunteers. And so if I had 15 departments represented, I need to get 25 people. And bring friends. Those of you who volunteered for me last year, come with a buddy.
And what are some of the responsibilities that the volunteers will have?
We need timekeepers. We need tabulators. We need basketball.
Okay, I'll volunteer.
All right.
Okay, but I can't play because I had a knee replacement 6 months ago, and I can't. But I can.
Maybe a free throw contest.
I'll be a timekeeper or a scorekeeper, okay? But I'll volunteer, okay, to help you.
So know that you'll be
Put me down.
You'll be seeing things in the newsletters, and I'll be calling, and I'll be making personal visits and part of meetings, and you'll know me more than you want to know me.
Yeah, maybe we need to make Sandy our volunteer coordinator. She's great. She's got a lot of vim and vigor. Thank you, Sandy, for your enthusiasm. And I will volunteer, please. Okay, I want to. And it's basketball, right? I love basketball. Okay. Okay. Other questions or announcements? Yes, Camila.
But actually, in 2018, there's this Santa Fe Compassionate Cities initiative that is happening in different cities all over the country. New York had a lot of success with it. And Santa Fe Community College, we decided not to launch it now before the holidays, but when we get back, it's kindness. Kindness is key at SFCC. And it's, we're having a meeting probably this Friday. We've waited till after Thanksgiving to start to get the folks at Compassionate Cities to join us. But if there's anyone with their teams who want to participate in that development, I can see the librarian, she's like, it's going to be so hard for you to be kind. And I'm looking right at you. I am the kindest person on this. Right? We are the kindest people. This is key at SFCC. I'm throwing it out there just because Tabby has me jumping out of my seat. But if anyone wants to, just email me and we'll get you in on those planning meetings. Emily Stern is really the lead on it, but I'm more excited about it.
Thank you. Yes.
In the vein of kindness and stress relief, tomorrow on Thursday,
There are dogs, therapy dogs in the library. Come and pet the dogs tomorrow from 11 to 1 and Thursday from 11 to 1.
Therapy dogs from 11 to 1 at the library. How many are you going to have?
We don't know. Usually there are 4 or 5. We let the Humane Society bring what they can.
Oh, the
So
Humane
usually
Society brings them.
the animal shelter brings them. Usually we have 4 to 5 dogs.
Just tomorrow?
Tomorrow and Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thursday.
It's a
Yes.
stress release.
Yes, I am the new advisor for the Veterans United group, which is co-ed.
And what's your name?
My name is Barb Mascareño.
Oh, wow. Yes, yes, Barb.
And tomorrow is the deadline for them to finish selling their raffle tickets. They had a real gap, and last weekend managed to bump it up by $1,000, and they're $500 short. So if you happen to see a veteran who's selling those tickets, I would encourage you to support them.
Do support them.
With women and a group of men.
Yes.
And, we're really going to try to kickstart this veteran presence.
Is tomorrow the last day of the...
Tomorrow's the last day of the
Oh.
raffle. There's 3 for $20 or $10.
3 for 20. I bought $20 worth the other last week.
The prizes are amazing.
Yes. I know.
If you happen to see it, stop by my office.
And on the way out, if they're still there, there was the respiratory club selling donuts. And, try and help them out if you can. If you can. Any other announcements, questions? Yes, Ernest.
That participated in our Health and Leadership Conference last week, and they saved a life. We had one of our folks, directors, that when they were taking their vitals, it was pretty bad news for this person. And her students, being part of the process, what we did to engage students is her crew. You didn't know this. We rushed the person, drove over and got taken care of. But it was students in the act of practicing what they do did.
Wow.
Let's
give them a hand. Thank you, Jenny, for saving lives and your students. Fantastic. Okay, one more? Yes.
Thursday from 5 to 7. From 5 to 7. So please come if you want to hear some good fiction, nonfiction, poetry read by our faculty.
Thursday, when the puppies are in the library?
Poetry and puppies.
And one, thank you, sponsored by the English department. Thursday and Friday. And the library. And last thing, tomorrow begins our wonderful ceramic sale. So that'll be all day tomorrow and Thursday. So great time for shopping, holiday shopping. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate your attention and your questions. Have a great next 2 semesters. 2 weeks.